Look at all those beautiful brown faces. Hello, everybody. I am Honey, aka Honey and Dice, and just in case you didn't know, you were tuned into a very special one shot that has been set up for Roll20Con. Yay! Because that's what we're all doing here. I'm super nervous right now, but that is okay. We are raising money for an amazing charity called Code 2040. Code 2040 is close to my heart because I am a cybersecurity professional personally, and I happen to be, guess, black. So, they're doing amazing work. There's all sorts of information everywhere, all over this, in the chat, everything about this amazing charity and what we will be doing today. We are playing a Call of Cthulhu game set in the wonderful, amazingly written Harlem Unbound setting, which is 1920s Harlem. The game that we'll be playing today is called Spice of Life. It is an original one shot created by me because I want everyone else to go purchase Harlem Unbound, and I don't want to spoil any of the amazing adventures and things that happen to be in there. So it will be Call of Cthulhu with some customizations in there and some abbreviations and some all of that stuff going on so that we can get through a one shot and present to you an amazing interpretation of something written by someone who is an inspiration to me in the tabletop RPG community, Mr. Chris Spivey. So, I'm going to let each of my players introduce themselves so I can take a deep breath. And then we will get into Spice of Life. We will start with KP. Tell us who you are and who you'll be playing.
Oh, God. Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm KP, also known as KP11 Studios on pretty much all the social medias, and I will be playing Runji Smiles. Do you want me to talk about him, or?
Sure, just briefly give a one-liner of what we need to know.
He's a chef, and he's here in Harlem. That's pretty much it. And he's Indian. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. And we will go to Danny.
What's up, y'all? My name is Danny, he, him pronouns, and you can find me all over the place at Danny Plays Games. And today I will be playing Birdie Lum, and he is a child of Chinese immigrants who moved to Harlem from Mississippi, and now he's a busboy at this jazz club.
Alrighty then. And we move over to Omega.
Hello, I am Omega Jones, also known as the Critical Bard across all social media channels. Today I will be, he, him pronouns, what's up? And today I will be playing Clifford McElroy, but please call me Cliff. I am the bouncer at Piemonte Palace, and don't get past me with some stuff. As the kids nowadays says, run up or get done up.
All right, and last but not least, we have... Oh my goodness, I'm so used to calling you Quiddy. I don't want to mispronounce your name.
It's okay. I'll just jump in here if you don't want to. Yeah, cool, perfect. Hi, I'm Abria Iyengar, also known as Quiddy on the internet. Today I'm going to be playing Cammy, a chorus girl, a very plain chorus girl with a heart of gold from Chicago. I'm just happy to be here.
Yay! Okay, look at that. We've done introductions. That's step 2 to getting this thing started. So yeah, if you just tuned in, we're playing Spice of Life, which is a one-shot set in Harlem Unbound, which is a supplement created for the Call of Cthulhu system. One thing to note, if you're expecting a lot of sanity rolls, that is a mechanic that I am letting my players choose to use when they like. If they believe it would be something that their characters would find shocking or scaring or scary or so on, they can ask me if they can make a sanity roll and go ahead and do that. But that is not something I will be enforcing as part of reactions to the things that happen, because there's some things that shock some people and there's some things that don't shock other people. That's the only basic mechanic difference. There'll be some things that I simplify for the sake of time. If you've never played Call of Cthulhu, it is a roll under system, which means you roll a percentile dice and want to get equal to or less than your particular skill level. So we're not looking for any nat 20s. We're not looking for any 100s. But if someone rolls a 1, that's actually a good thing. And last but not least, we are going to really show you that Roll20 is a simple system to use for anybody, because I don't know how to use it very well at all, and I'm about to run a whole one-shot in it. So you know what? That is testament to how easy and accessible they have made the system. I may make some mistakes. There may be some technical glitches where I'm saying, help, which button works? But all in all, to show people that Roll20 helps make things accessible and bring people together. So with that, I think we're ready to get started. Is everybody ready?
I'm terrified, but yes.
Super ready.
Let's do it.
Always ready.
Yes. Oh, look at that.
Don't look at our rolls. We were just trying to make sure we were see nothing. You see nothing at all.
This is how everything's been going up to the grand opening of the Piemonte Cafe. This is everything everyone has been having to
Ignore the rifle. This is part of one of my skits.
Oh boy, this is an indication of how tonight's gonna go.
All right, everybody. Players, viewers, I want to take you to a somewhat cool late afternoon. In 1920s agnostics, I didn't want to pick a specific name because I love all time period in 1920s, because I really love all the music in the 1920s, and I didn't want to stress myself out to say, has this been released yet? But we're in the 1920s. In Harlem, New York. Late afternoon. If this was a television show or if this was a movie, the camera would be panning down an alley past the valley and past Jungle Alley, coming back up again to somewhere in between the two. You know, not quite where all the people who have a little bit more money to spend and want to seem, respectable go to experience Harlem culture, but not quite far into, Jungle Alley where people want to get to know the real Harlem culture. Somewhere comfortably in there where people still help the grandmothers across the street. Everybody's grandma knows everybody's name, knows everybody's history, probably back to their mother's mother's mother. That part of the community. As we zoom into a new location, that means the sign is still covered with material. There's still a bit of wood and buckets of paint outside. As the grand opening of the Piemonte Cafe is less than 24 hours away. The Piemonte Cafe is meant to be that place where the everyday working person can come, enjoy some jazz, enjoy some good music, not quite as rowdy as the Savoy, but with enough rhythm, with enough swing that people can get their sway on as they enjoy something tasty. The Piemonte Cafe has been opened by 4 sisters, respectable members of the community. There's Ma Janie, who you go to talk to if you have any questions about who built what's supposed to be where, who's supposed to be delivering things at what time. There's Mother Bessie, who's responsible for making sure everything that has been ordered, food related or spice related or anything, is getting to where it needs to be. You go talk to her if you got some questions about the food. There's Ma Belle, who seems to be there to keep a smile on everybody's face. And then there's Madame Cherie, that's who you go to talk to if you have questions about money. But you only go to her if you have your facts straight. When she tells you how much you're getting paid or how much you made, she's never ever made a mistake. She's fair. She's stern, distant. And she is known for being one of the most beautiful women that actually works in this location. We start in the late afternoon, where all of our various employees have gathered for a better described employee party, a kickoff, a final dissertation before you have to actually deliver on that thesis. This is where the mothers have allowed everyone to get together. Some people have their suit jackets on, some people don't. People are at tables, playing cards, laughing. The band is going over a few new songs on the stage. And there's a few of the neighborhood aunties and uncles who are settled at various tables playing cards, aka teaching everyone how you're supposed to play cards, telling stories, and overall enjoying this last day that they can come and bother everyone before the cafe is officially opened. We zoom in at one table where there is a old man that lives there. You just know him as Uncle Paul. He's an elderly black gentleman, hair white as snow, kept well shaved. After all, he's a barber. He's settled at a table currently surrounded by different employees, telling story number 126. This is where we find our cast. We're going to start. As Uncle Paul is getting into his next story, where do we find our sweet little chorus girl, Cammie? Give us a quick description of what she looks like and what she's currently doing.
So Cammie is at this point just sort of a flurry of like pink robed energy that's sort of flying back between like behind the scenes and like harassing people behind the bar and trying to see, like, she smells food and wants to go find it and no one's giving her a straight answer. She's like 5 feet tall, dark skin. Her hair, she does like the really close finger waves. So her hair is pinned within an inch of its life. It looks like she's wearing a helmet and this like big floofy robe and house shoes and is just running around with like giant eyes and dimples and like sees Uncle Paul and runs by and kisses him on the forehead and then continues past yelling like, I smell the food. Someone's going to point me in a direction or so help me, I'll throw all of these pins. It was just kind of in and out and you just see her as a little pink blur running around.
As you run around, there is the main singer is currently lounging near the table, and she's like, Cammie, come here.
Yeah.
Come here.
Yeah.
I was thinking, and I know we normally want to start with a number where you get to like dance and everything,
I
but
love
you
dancing.
know, Sue and Timmy, they say, oh, I don't want to start out. I don't want to be first. I'm too nervous. So I thought I'd start out with like a little ballad kind of thing and get everybody in the mood. And then we really hit them after that.
Yeah, that's a great idea. You're so amazing. Yeah, whatever you think is best.
And Ella is almost like a calmer mirror of Cammie. They're about the same height, but her pins aren't quite as tight. She's a little bit more relaxed. This is not her first rodeo. Honey to brown skin and, relaxed demeanor. She just smiles and giggles and shakes her head. So I was thinking, I wasn't going to do Ain't Misbehaving. That's a little bit tricky, but for whatever reason, like I was looking through my music and then that came up again. And, the band is like, we really want to start with that. And so I'm going to start with Ain't Misbehaving.
Oh, okay. You're going to absolutely smash it. So, yeah, whatever you think is best. You're so talented.
Oh, I couldn't do my job without you all backing me up. I'd be too nervous. But Cam, I'm just gonna give you one bit of advice, right? Something that
Yeah.
might help you relax a little bit. Your hair doesn't need to be pinned that tightly. I'm just a little bit worried that you might get a bit of a headache.
Now that you mention it, oh, hold on. And she takes out like the first layer of pins, and you see her whole face like slumps down like a quarter of an inch. Like, oh, actually, that feels much better. Thank you.
Oh yeah. You know
Oh,
what? Next time I'll help you. I'll help you get it all set up. As
really?
long as you help me with my makeup. You have such a steady hand.
Oh my gosh. I would love to. Thank you so much. Oh, man, that hurts so much. And she turns, she's like, Timmy, I didn't have to put like half of those pins in. And then like runs off.
And with that, we will turn the invisible camera over to our next cast member. Tell us what Birdie looks like and what he's currently doing.
Yeah, so Birdie is about 6 foot tall, really, really skinny, and he's like really straight laced. Like he's dressed, he's the bus boy, but he's like dressed in like a vest and everything. And he's really like super, you can tell that his personality doesn't match the way he dresses. Like he's always looking and like starry eyed at the singers and at Uncle Paul and all the stories going on, and he's just trying to absorb everything in. And he sees Cammy run by, and he kind of just wants to like run with her and like follow her to see where she's going, because you know she's in the inn with the chorus, but he's still just trying to put his best foot forward. And like really he's cleaning everything, he's making sure everything's in place for the grand opening. And he's not very good at making eye contact, so he's just kind of looking at the ground, looking up, looking at the ground, looking up, and just like loading things on into this like container, empty cups, people drinking, and he's just running around, well actually just power walking around kind of manically but still trying to keep an ear out and like hear the stories.
And as you walk by, in your mid power walk, you are not necessarily stopped because you run into her. It's very difficult to not notice the presence of Ma Bell. Ma Bell stands at about 5'6". She's got dark brown skin. Her hair is not worn in the traditional way, it's just well taken care of and brushed back and, pinned so it doesn't get all over the place. She wears simple clothing, but she exudes this gravitas that doesn't always match her sweet smile as she's like, Birdie,
Yes, Ma Bell.
I was in the kitchen looking at the glasses, and it looks like somebody done washed those glasses so many times that they was just shining so brightly. And I thought to myself, Birdie has not sat down since I seen him come through the doors.
Oh, thank you for noticing. I just really, I want to make sure everything goes great, and I'm super excited. And he's just like literally almost facing 90 degrees, like not even trying to meet her presence because he's like nervous and scared.
Birdie, do me a favor.
Yes, ma'am.
Loosen up your tie a little bit. Roll your shoulders. Just get a good shoulder roll. Relax. Go sit down at a table. Just 10, 15 minutes. I won't even make you stay there for half an hour. Just 10 to 15 minutes. Sit down, because you're running around so fast, I'm about to get whiplash.
Birdie's just still looking at the side. He goes, okay, 10 minutes. And he just like power walks away, but and kind of like looks behind his shoulder to see if Ma Bell's looking at him. And he's still trying to like clean things as he walks over there. And he makes eye contact with Ma Bell, and he kind of like trembles a little bit. He goes, sorry, puts it down on the stage and just goes, sits down and looks straight ahead and not at anybody.
Whew, Ma Bell just shakes her head and continues walking as the camera now pans to Ranji. What are you doing, Ranji?
Oh gosh. So you see Ranji, a short, around 5'1", dark-skinned man, definitely thick mustache, just coming out and just twirling around right across his face. Nothing else, no other facial features, sharp eyebrows. His hair is nicely cut up and combed over. He has his chef's hat in his hand, wearing a full-on, like, what should be properly meant for like a 5-star restaurant chef attire, but it looks very clean, like too clean for a chef. It should have some stains on it, you'd think, but no, it's very pristinely clean, but it definitely looks old and meant for a younger individual, probably Ranji when he was younger, because you can definitely tell that there's a little bit of a girth that's pressing up against the front. And he's definitely in the kitchen right now, and he's kind of just eagle-eyeing everything, looking around, and kind of ordering the rest of his kitchen crew, his fellow sous chefs, as he calls them, even though they're just local lads that were hired to help cut some of the vegetables and so on and so forth. And you're just even going, yeah, you there, put it in there, take that cabinet open, yes, right there, yes, that's perfect, yes, we have an opening tonight, boys, we have to take care of this very quickly, please, don't disappoint me.
And as you say that, as you turn around, there's about a small old woman, about 4'11", and she's the kind of person that most people have to turn around and look down. And she doesn't look like she's 4'11" because she's aged and gotten shorter. She just looks like she's 4'11" because that has always been her height. She stands tall. She has light brown skin. Her hair is the salt and pepper color, and she's endeavored to do her approximation of finger waves, just to keep it, in control. But she stands there, looks up at you for a second. And this is Sue Ellen. And nobody knows how old Sue Ellen is. They know that she's old enough so that, she probably should wear glasses, but she doesn't. Her hand isn't as steady as it used to be. But you can't tell her that. As she stands in the kitchen and just looks up at you. All right, do you know what you're going to put in? What was we making again?
Oh, it's going to be, hello, Miss Ellen. Yes, we are making today some very delightful and delectable chicken fingers, lightly spiced, a little bit of salt, a little bit of cayenne, beautiful. Just the texture is just going to fall apart in your mouth. It's going to be a little bit crispy on the outside with a nice juicy interior. It's going to be wonderful, I promise you. Is there anything specifically that you would like to have on the menu?
I was making some biscuits.
Biscuits are lovely.
Yep, that's what I was making. But apparently you've taken some fingers off some chicken. And I didn't even know they had fingers. I know they had feet, but I didn't know they had fingers. So I guess I'm gonna go put this bowl away. And
No. Ranji just runs up to her. No, please. Biscuits are lovely. Do you want me to? I could change the menu right now. Please. There is no hurry. There's no harm. You can just see like the rest of the help look up already halfway through, like cutting through the chicken, like going. And like
no.
Quick as a finger. I can do it. Ranji can do it. I promise.
Well, that's real sweet. I don't think. I'm gonna go make some biscuits, and you go find them chicken fingers, and we will. Oh my goodness! What is today?
Today?
Yes.
Today's, I believe, the day before our opening day. I haven't had the chance to check the calendar, so I'm not quite sure what date today is.
We opening on a Saturday. Okay, I just need to make sure I didn't forget to make those pies for church on Sunday. I'm gonna go get these biscuits made.
Would you like me to get started on those pies as well? We can get those started immediately if you would like. What kind of pie would you like?
No, I've got to do it because I need the what is you call it? There's a fancy word that Madame's Cherry out there she keeps saying. Um, when you know you done something better than someone else. But there's Sister Evelyn at church keeps saying that she make these pies better than everybody else, and I have been telling her that she don't know how to make pies. So I am going to make these pies myself. But you're sweet. Keep making them chicken fingers. Good. Before you know it, you're gonna tell me that the beef has wings. And she just starts toddling off.
While this is happening,
Yeah.
can I please attempt to sneak into the kitchen and
Yep.
steal some food?
You know what? Go ahead and give me a. Oh, let me see. You know what? No, for the sake of narrative and time, go ahead.
Sue Ellen is a perfect cloud cover. I'm like, yes, everyone's focusing on her and she talks slower than syrup. I've got time.
Sure. You could go in and try to steal some food.
Let's see if so. Yo! I have practiced for this day. I have a hard success.
I love that the first roll of the game was to go in and get some food.
Yeah.
That you really could have gotten regardless, but decided
this
to
is a
sneak in.
cookout. We knew this already.
Yes. The key is to steal it without getting popped on the hand. And you
exactly
are...
Or a ladle.
Yep. So you are successful in sneaking in, and there's Ranji, tell us what other things have been cooking and prepared in the kitchen.
Okay. Definitely not pulling this out of my ass. All right, let's do this. Oh no, actually I opened up a menu. Let's see. Let's look at the menu. Well, today we also have some scrambled eggs with toasted bacon rolls. We are thinking of doing a fried breast of chicken, Maryland style. I think we need to maybe have a little bit of a foreign influence, I would say. I was also considering maybe some spaghetti and meatballs, but maybe use the meatballs with a little bit more spice, maybe a little bit more curry, a little bit of more, more of the Indian flavors, if that is okay with you. We also have the everlasting club sandwich, if that is all right. I'm going to read this entire menu if you want me to.
No, it's great.
What are you stealing, Kim? What do you go in there to steal?
She goes like, okay, sandwich is an easy bet. I also apparently have to steal a bunch of food for chat. So I grab sandwiches for chat and then I body like half of those meatballs. Just kind of walk.
They're so raw.
Oh no! I find a cooked one, like the sample one, and I grab that and just.
Oh my goodness! And so
as soon as that happens, like Ranji turns around, like, "Have you tasted the meatballs? Are they good?" And the guy looks around and goes, "Didn't you cook one? There's one right here." What?
And a little flurry of pink as the door shuts.
And with this, the camera will pan over to our last but not least cast member. What does Cliff look like, and what is he currently doing during this prep time?
So Clifford is about 6'4". I know that seems tall, but guess what? I'm 6'4", so I can do that. He's about 6'4", medium to bigger build. You can tell that if someone were to run into them, they would fall over, as he is a rock. He has a little shorter hair than I do, with a nice thick line in the middle, parted, because you know how we do, period. But honestly, he didn't do it himself. His wife did. What? I'm playing a straight person? Oh my gosh. Because he doesn't know how to do his own hair. But he is wearing, honestly, all black. with a black shirt with a black vest. Not necessarily necessary for a place like this, but just in case, it's to still be as mute as possible. He currently, though he is the, for lack of a better word, he's the bouncer of this place. He is more right now helping out with some of the heavy lifting, just getting things in the right place, getting things set up as folks need. He's probably also talking with the other detail, the other security. He's definitely not like the head security guard whatsoever, but he's trusted enough to kind of be like the team leader of the group. Um, but yeah, so right now he's probably honestly with some boxes, bringing it to a room. You set up too much, and then you go, okay, I don't need that, I don't need that, I don't need that. You go get that. Yes, ma'am. And so right now he is after the yes, ma'am, and heading to put something down.
And the person that's helping you move boxes is the only other person that you know of outside of the four sisters. And I say that because all four sisters have been surviving for a minute, so they have bouncers more for other people than themselves. In fact, there's some people that swear they hear a shotgun click every time they go over to the mother's house without first letting them know they're going to be there. But the other person that assists you is Andy. Now, Andy uh, is a little bit shorter than Cliff. Andy is about 6'2", 6'3". She dresses primarily in suits, comfortable attire, slacks, vest, button down. Keeps her hair pretty short, especially for this time. And nobody knows much about Andy because Andy doesn't talk that much. She's just this tall, super muscular black woman who you have definitely witnessed picking somebody up and literally throwing them out the door before turning around, noticing that there's a spider inside, and gently finding a way to bring the spider outside so no one has to kill him. That's Andy. As Andy is sitting here with her own stack of boxes, squatting down and putting them down and just taking a deep breath, and just looks at you, nods.
You ready for tomorrow?
Nods again.
Yep.
Yep. You got Billy and Betsy and Becca and Bo and Bertram. They might need some help with the instruments in the morning.
Yeah, that's fine. We probably won't be as useful until the festivities begin.
Yep. I was talking to Bo, and he was really excited. He wanted to know if I'd walk him home after work tomorrow, so I might leave a little bit earlier.
That's fine. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's going to require both of us. So if you need to enjoy yourself, if that's the the vibe I'm getting, then go for it. As long as you are back the next day in one piece and he can still pick up a trumpet.
he got a real nice suit for tomorrow. It's real nice.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah. All right. You don't think there's gonna be a lot of trouble, right? I mean, people just want to eat and listen to music.
No, no. I mean, we the white people shouldn't be around here anyway, and they're scared of this place. But no, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah. You know the place for this one, I think they said it was like the pipes broke and then there was water everywhere. And then before that, and you didn't hear this from me because I did not hear this from Becca, but the place time before that, there was like the whole middle of it sunk into the ground or something.
Maybe whoever built this place and had they fun just didn't check it, but the sisters got this. I think they know what to do. So we gonna watch the door, and we gonna, if people get too rowdy, we gonna ask them to calm down. And if they don't calm down, we gonna play sticks, and whoever draws the short stick gonna throw that person out of here.
That sounds like a plate. You better go get you a plate before they eat everything. I think I know they got that new cook in there, but they also have some other stuff that the aunties brought over.
Oh, I'll finish getting these boxes before I eat. I like to make sure that everybody else is it got their plate before I do.
All right, I'm gonna go see if I could make Bo a plate and make sure he's eating because
You
he
don't
got it.
gotta. You look in a dream. I heard that you don't make plates for other people; they can make plates they damn self. So you don't have to. You don't. I know you being nice,
Hmm.
and I know you like him.
Mm,
He can get his own plate.
okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, I'm gonna go get me a plate
Yeah.
and then yep. If you need me, and you see Andy give you a little nod of I'm aware I got a new suit for tomorrow too. I'm gonna be looking sharp.
Mm-hmm. You go ahead and you wear that suit. It's gonna be a good time. But you're still here to work and not to play with Bo.
Well, after Bo finished play, Bo is really good with that saxophone. I'ma go get me a plate.
I'm sure he's good at blowing many things.
And you see Andy make her way out. And with all the introductions, we zoom back into the dining room area as Uncle Paul it has hit that lean where he's leaning forward on a knee, elbow to knee, as he's gotten loud enough that everybody can really hear him. He said, "What I said was Truth and Lie were twins. They were twins. There was two twins, one named Truth, one named Lie. Now they were so identical, they had everything was the same. Their hair, their moles, their toenails, even their baby toes was exactly the same. Not even their mama could tell them apart. That was Truth and Lie. Now they didn't get along that well, but they stayed in touch. But one day, Truth and Lie was going to a town. Truth booked a gig. Now, Truth picked a good gig because people like to hear the truth. People wanted to hear the truth. But Lie said, "Let me go with you." So they went. They fell asleep beside this pond, and then while Truth was sleeping, Lie woke up, took off all Truth's clothes, changed into Truth's clothes, and left Truth there, and then went to that town. So when Lie got to that town, guess what happened? When Lie got to that town, they were like, "Hey, Truth, hey!" And they brought Truth, and Lie was just living it up. Truth woke up, made his way Now, when Truth arrived, Truth ain't got no clothes on. So everybody started running and screaming, and he said, "Don't run, don't run. Ain't nothing but the naked truth." And then Uncle Paul just busts out laughing to himself. There's a few people that smile awkwardly, like takes him a minute to get it, but he just pats his knee and says, all right. Y'all gonna open up tomorrow. She's like, wait. Where's that little one? Where's that little one that run around and like to kick up? Where's that little one?
Kimmy like peeks out from behind that thing with just like half a meatball like jammed in a cheek.
Hey, Kay, you ready? You ready for tomorrow? I'd be there. I'd be in the front seat. And then you hear a very distinguished voice come out of nowhere. Except we're not going to open until it is way past your bedtime, Uncle Paul. And you turn around and see about a 5'10" statuesque, dark brown skin, elegant queen of a lady that walks in. She's still robed as well. She always dresses like she just stepped off of a silent film. She has a level of elegance and poise to her that almost seems out of place. And this is Madame Cherie. As she looks at each person. As much as we appreciate the company of our elders, it is time for you to take your leave so that the employees can finish what they are doing and take their leave. And Uncle Paul just looks up. That's why nobody likes you. You just like to go in and disturb everybody's fun. And she says, and that is why you are on marriage number, what? Is it 5? And Uncle Paul says, that you didn't have to call me out like that. And she says, and tell him what was the reason? What was the reason you said you did not want to stay with the 5th one? Tell them what the reason is. Uncle Paul looks down, looks back up, looks down, looks back up. Okay, look, I admit it sounds really shallow, but she would not let me buy any salt. She did not season the food. And you just have...
Honestly, I'm kind of back on his side again.
Yeah, to tell you, that was the 5th one? I thought that was the 4th one. The 5th one was because... No. That was the 5th one. The 4th one... Oh, okay, yes, I completely supported the 5th one. But he said, no salt. None of the food had salt at all. And I could not understand this to save my life. Why on earth would you cook anything with you don't even have to put no pepper in there. Just put some salt. No salt anywhere. Then she just disappeared one day, so that
you
was
see Raji going, what? From the back.
And Uncle Paul said, I don't trust nobody that don't use salt. He said, putting trust based on seasoning is okay. Why? She said, no, it's not seasoning, it's salt. I don't trust nobody that don't use salt.
Wait, Uncle Paul, did you say she just disappeared?
Yes.
I feel like you're burying the lead on that one a little bit.
Well, I can bury whatever I want. I'm 75 years old. All right. Uncle Paul, I'm sorry, Cammy, baby. I'm sorry.
No, that's on me. And she's just going to put one of the last sandwiches in front of him and just kind of like walk away.
Madam Shay, in theories, beside this salt, you know why you need to put that salt? Why? Because they could be avoiding the salt because we will have no talk of superstitious nonsense. Uncle Paul said, well, you the one that decided to build in a place that was haunted. This is not haunted. It is simply a location that has had lots of mini misfortunes, which made it prime real estate for people who know how to prepare for misfortunes. And Uncle Paul just looks at her. Okay, fine, I'll go with that. Go with that. And then gets up, takes his plate, puts on his little hat, looking for his coat, as a couple people have. And you see some of the older people as well cleaning up the tables and starting to make their way out. As Madame Cherie looks around, I am looking for a Bertie. What is a Bert? Is that the Mr. Lum?
So Birdie's like sitting, he's still sitting straight up, just staring, and he goes, the naked truth. And he looks at Uncle Paul. It's like, I get it. As Uncle Paul's walking away, and then he like shakes out of it. He goes, he actually makes eye contact with Madame Cherie and just looks down and goes, Birdie's fine. Yes, Birdie's fine.
Bertie, okay. I am looking for a Cammy.
Just hi, madame. I'm right here.
Ah, yes. I am looking for a Monsieur Smiles. Smile, the chef.
At your service, madame. And he comes out forward and just kind of like makes a very extravagant bow.
She looks, nods. And where is the Cliff?
He is in the back with boxes.
Can someone?
He probably.
And you see somebody peeks around the corner. Hey, Cliff.
Yeah, I'm putting stuff down.
Madame Cherie out there, and she calling your name.
Oh. Okay, I'm coming. And he will come out. Yes, ma'am.
Very well. I am here to tell you all that you have the wonderful, how do I put this in a polite way? You have been specially selected by the mothers to help close things down for tonight so that we are ready for tomorrow. You all have unique positions here in your particular areas of expertise to make sure things are prepared. Which means I will be giving the key to one of you so that you can lock up when you leave.
Okay, I was expecting to have dinner with my wife. Do you know how long I will tell somebody to let her know that I'll be late.
Oh, I will make sure there is something extra for her as well. I do apologize. But Andy I love to pieces, but Andy is currently distracted with a certain member of the band. And I need
Which
someone...
one? I'm sorry.
I am not quite sure. There's so many of them, and they all have names that start with B. Cliff, I will make sure, probably Mabel and Mother Bessie, they go by where you live. They will make sure she is aware.
Uh-huh.
And give you something extra so she can get something to make, or something you both can make together that's a little special.
Thank you, ma'am. She much appreciates that.
So who wants the key?
I'll take the key.
Brilliant, because if you lose the key, I think you have the most probably chances of running fast enough. So, because if you lose the key and as Marjane finds out, there's a whole thing.
You see, like, initially Ranji, like, kind of step forward, and as soon as you say that, like, step back, immediately going, nope, and then kind of just, like, playing all nonchalant, like he wasn't
there. Cammy looks over at Ranji and just like, I lost a bow one time. Don't do it.
I already lost a spatula once. Trust me, I know.
The meatballs are really good, by the way.
What?
What?
Oh.
I'm gonna go on the other side of Birdie.
And she hands you this key and says, so what we need to do is make sure the boxes are finished being stored in the storage room. That there are certain boxes delivered to the room that is closer to the basement.
Okay.
That might have items that are more liquid and flammable. She does not illuminate. She just looks significantly. This is something that was sent to us that we must keep hidden until the mothers and I decide what we would wish to do. We do not want any trouble. But somebody thought they were being kind, which means that somebody is endeavoring to buy us, which is not something that we take kindly to. So we must make sure these boxes are locked up. Need to make sure the kitchen is clean, the tables are clean, everything is prepared. And Cami, we need to make sure that the everything in the dressing rooms is together. Sheet music where it needs to be, and so on. And Bertie, you very much like to make sure things are right. So I have been told by Mabel that you may enjoy helping tonight.
Birdie's like literally already cleaning off tables. She's like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. She says, so the mothers and I are going to retire for the evening. There are a couple of people still here, I believe. I think a couple of the band people are in the back.
Oh yeah, one of the bands in the back. I mean, I'll make sure that they lock up.
This is me not asking and thanking you for being a responsible employee. And there is yes, poor Sue Ellen is probably still in the kitchen. I'm not sure what she is cooking for right now, but if you could please make sure when you leave that she leaves as well. And then somewhere, Peter is somewhere, and Peter is a janitor, a person who stands around, a individual who is also significantly older, who helps, but in that way where he's there for a second and then he's gone, but you just know he's somewhere. you see him, you say, how you doing, Peter? He nods, doing all right. And then you don't see him for another 20-30 minutes. And Peter is somewhere here. He may be sleeping. Who knows? But I am trusting you all, and we will have a beautiful grand opening tomorrow. She nods, and then with a flourish, because everything she does is a flourish, she turns and starts making her way out. And with that, the mothers leave for the evening. Most of the other staff members leave, except for the ones like Peter, Sue Ellen, a couple of band people in the back. And then it's oddly quiet as you stand in the dining room area of the Piemonte Cafe. What do your characters do?
Ranji immediately goes into the kitchen and starts ordering people around. You notice that he's the type that kind of just doesn't do anything on his own. He's just like there. He's
the
like
privilege. I'm kidding.
Yeah. And he's just like, all right, buddies, let's get going. Let's do this. Okay, the faster we clean, the faster we can get out of here. I promise. At the end, there's a treat. So let's go. And then you see him like kind of like, yes, pots in there. Clean that. Hey, why is there a little bit of a smudge there, Jose? What's going on here? Go look at this. Yeah, so he's just going off, just trying to.
All right. I need you. Let's decide what I want to roll right here.
Ooh.
We have one roll for food. We can do this.
As you're in the kitchen and you're bustling around and directing people one way or another, give me a listen check.
Whoa. Okay.
It'll be regular difficulty. We're not looking for.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna click. Hey, nice.
Alrighty then. As you're working, you hear the bustle of pans being stacked, cabinets being opened, things being cleaned, but you swear you hear this faint music in the background. Now, it's not uncommon to hear music in a jazz club, but as far as you know, nobody currently is supposed to be performing right now. You just hear this faint, soft trumpet sound. Dun da 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 da, and then it just sort of wavers out and then starts again at the same verse. And it may be something you're just hearing because the band's been practicing it for a while, but it's clear as day to you. As time goes on, as you clean, that it really sounds like someone's out there practicing on the bandstand.
Well, it's a little awfully late to practice now, would you not think? Bertie, did you leave the karaoke machine on? Never mind. Sorry, sorry. That was well bad. No, never mind.
What's karaoke, Mr. Ron? I'm Chinese, not Japanese. And Bertie's just like cleaning ravishly.
He kind of Ranji just kind of looks outside and see if he can see the band or see if they're playing right now or practicing.
There's nobody practicing on the bandstand. Bertie, where are you?
He's been at all the tables wiping down, and he's like, I could have sworn I asked Mr. Peter to help me with this, and is like looking around, and it's like, he told me he'd be back 20 minutes ago.
And as you're saying you're thinking that, one moment you were wiping down a table, wondering where Mr. Peter was, and the next moment you look at a neighboring table, and Mr. Peter is sitting there, in his oversized clothing, his, salt and pepper hair that's sort of Einsteined, it's not really styled, and it's too long to just not style. But it just sort of sits over his head like a failed experiment. As this older gentleman just looks at you from the table.
And Bertie just looks over at Ranji at that moment and then looks back and cleans and was thinking like, where's Mr. Peter? He looks up, he goes, oh, Mr. Peter, where have you been? We need to get everything spick and span before tomorrow. Are you able to help me at all?
He looks down, looks back up. Just came to get a plate. Looks like I was a little too late.
Well, I think Cammy might have some extra sandwiches somewhere. But we do need to get these tables real clean, and the stage is still a mess, and the floor still needs mopping, and all these boxes. And is there? I don't think I can do it all by myself. Are you able to help me?
And you see he looks you over, head to toe from where he's sitting, and oddly toys with like a rag that he's pulled out of a back pocket. Pushes himself out of his chair and comes to walk towards you. And just stands there staring at you and just said, well, came to get a plate.
Yes, sir. And then he's like, Cammy, do you have any more food?
No. Who's asking? Yes. Yeah, I do.
Mr. Peter wants some food, and I think he might need more food before he helps me. And he's still just like face down bussing these tables and kind of looks up at Mr. Peter and is just like frantic. Like, I don't know how to talk to this man without him telling me that he's hungry.
Yeah. I think she rushes out and she's like put them like they're kind of wrapped in like a handkerchief now. She's like gonna take them home and is like untying them and like handing them over. For you, Birdie, anything. Sure, sure. Don't eat that one. I bit it a little bit. I'm sorry.
And as this scene is playing out, if you switched camera view to outside the club, you would see that this is when the sun is finally setting. And when this is happening, you see that Mr. Peter standing in the room, looking between now Cammy and Birdie, sort of cracks his neck, and there's you're used to the cracking noises that happen when older people just move, and this is this is there's a few two extra pops in his neck as he tilts his head from one side to the other, and he says, looks like it's nighttime." And with that paused scene with cracking necks and sweet Cammy and sweet Birdie, what is Cliff up to right now?
Oh, crap! As I stepped on one of the chorus girls' small heels and currently dropping boxes on the ground.
So behind there, you just see one of the chorus girls is Mrs. Sue, not to be mistaken with Sue Ellen. She's about 5'4", looks like that classmate that you have that you're good friends with. Her features aren't, "Oh my goodness, I'm super gorgeous," or, "Oh my goodness, I'm super plain." She's just like, her. She's a girl from the neighborhood, very athletic. That's why she's a chorus girl. Um, an amazing dancer. You know that Sue was planning on seeing how she could become a professional dancer outside of just being a chorus girl. Um, her finger where her hair is pinned because everybody's wearing their hair pinned for tomorrow's performances.
Of course.
She's dressed, prepared to go home, and she just looks at the shoe and then looks at you and then looks back down at the shoe and looks at you, and she's like, "Really?"
Sorry, ma'am. I didn't see it there. As I'm like gonna get down and get the two boxes that I literally dropped on the ground. Hopefully they didn't have anything fragile in them, buddies. I'll be getting out of your way. I know you're heading home. Like,
Yeah.
gets the shoe and hands it up first.
She takes the shoe. "Thanks. I was gonna go home with Bo, but then Bo is not back there anymore. Nobody knows where Bo is. And then
I don't know what Bo is. I don't know what Bo.
Oh, okay. And then Timmy is taking too long, so I'm just gonna head home. I'm not gonna walk by myself. Bertram says he'll be out shortly as well, but if you see Timmy, can you tell him that I'd really, really love to go home at a good time, and that if he's late again, I'm not covering for him with Mama anymore. Okay? I've been doing that for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. I will find Timmy, and if I find him, I will let you know tomorrow, or I'll let him know that you said to tell him. Yes, I'll let him know.
All right. And she takes her shoe, turns around, and starts heading off. And just tell him, like, Timmy, it's like, is this taking him too long? And she just walks off. I think he was in the dressing room somewhere doing something. Just let him know I'm ready to go. And she heads off.
Okay.
Roll me a luck check for me, Cliff. Go ahead and roll me luck.
Oh. Okay. Luck? No.
When you go to pick those boxes up again, you do hear what seems to be the sound of broken glass. And you do see some liquid is seeping through the cardboard aspect of the boxes. And
Miss
that
Bessie
smell.
gonna be so mad at me.
Even if you don't know what it is specifically, you can definitely detect the scent of alcohol.
Yep. I'm going to get down make sure the other box is fine, and then do my best to clean up the box that's now broken, or at least the bottle that's now broken, and try to make sure that nothing else is really ruined as best as possible. He's not really a cleaner. He's not a cleanup woman, but he is going to do his best to just like get it less wet. Then he's gonna put that box to the side, and he's gonna say, "It was one of the band. The band did that." And I'm just gonna leave that there. And then Timmy, and I'm gonna go towards the back just to make sure that this boy is not up to any trouble. Get out, because we got to clean up.
Alrighty then. So we will zoom back to the kitchen, and as you were cleaning, you see Miss Sue Ellen coming around the counter, one of the counters in the kitchen, and she's got a platter full of these freshly baked biscuits, and she's just looking. Oh, we cleaning now?
Yes, Miss Allen. We're in the middle of the last cleanup. We'll be almost done very shortly. And oh my! And looks down. Those look delectable. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that coloration. Look at that brown. I can tell it's so flaky from here.
And she looks to the right and the left. Dishes. What time is it? Has the sun gone down yet?
I believe it's almost. Yes, madam. It's looks over. It's about 10 p.m. right now.
Oh. Well, I like you, Run, Mr. Smiles. And I think that you and your boys should go on home.
I appreciate it, madam, but we have an opening tomorrow, and I don't think I should just leave the rest of the crew. And I think we have, they're working very hard. We should probably have something, a little bit of a treat for them by the end of this night. So we have something a little bit special going on. We will be done very shortly, I promise.
Oh, but I really think... And she cracks her neck to the right and the left, and you hear more pops than you should. And she says, I think you and the boy should go ahead and go home. I can clean all of this up. You could leave one of them, though.
Leave one of what, ma'am?
The people that was helping you to clean.
Okay. Well, how about this, madam? And he turns around, and this is when you kind of realize that despite his bossiness and everything, he's actually a pretty good guy at heart. And he turns around, he looks at the rest of the crew and goes, "All right, Juan, Jose, take off, will you? I'll see you tomorrow." And he turns back around. "I'm at your service, madam."
And she sighs and she says, well... He just hands you the platter of biscuits. And there's some more cracking sounds. And we'll switch back to the scene over here with Cammy and Birdie. As Peter looks between you all. And it may be a trick of the light. You don't know. You've just fixed the lighting in here. But you see Peter slowly start to almost look like he's melting. There's a layer of that mahogany brown wrinkled skin that is just falling off, and left behind and underneath it is this almost a visage of someone who has been badly burnt. There's holes where the eyes should be, and there's not quite full lips and so on, as it's like a mummified, burnt version of Peter standing there. And then he just says again, came to get me a plate, and lunges for Birdie. So what I need Birdie to do is go ahead and roll me a dodge.
What? I'm still cleaning. Give him the sandwich, Cammy.
By the way, as that melting was happening, you Cammy just reaches into her robe, and you just sort of below the level of the camera, you hear a clatter, and she throws her flask away. No!
Oh my god!
Okay, now I'm gonna try to do a roll.
Birdie!
I just want to clean.
This escalation is brought to you by Roll20. Please donate to our wonderful, wonderful charitable cause.
I might have typed this in wrong, so this may not happen right.
No, you did it.
Yeah. Yep, and this tiny old mummy burnt man lunges at you, and you feel teeth sink into your arm. We're going to
I would like to make a sanity roll, please.
go right ahead.
We don't have many hit points, y'all. So don't die.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm cool.
As I sit over here calculating some damage, what is Birdie and Cammy's reaction in this moment?
No.
Birdie, still like leaned over cleaning, all of a sudden feels a bite on his arm, and it's like, what is that? And like looks over and it's like, oh my god, Mr. Peter, why are you biting me?
Yeah, and as that happens, I think Cammy went from shock and is now just like doing the like get out of here, like abbreviating every like statement while hitting him with all the sheet music she's gathered up, like get off of him, Peter. What's wrong with you? I brought you sandwiches.
Cammy, stop. He's old. I don't know if he's in the right mind. I don't know what's going on.
Old people don't bite people.
He was
They
hungry.
have teeth. You're being very calm about this, Birdie.
We need to clean the club, and I'm being bit, and I don't know what to do. I'm trying.
Do we hear this?
If Birdie screamed or Cammy screamed, yes, you would definitely.
Cammy's still screaming.
You see,
Birdie's just talking in like a very high octave because it really hurts.
I mean, I think if he's going towards the dressing room and he hears a scream, F the dressing room, he's literally the security.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he's running towards the front like, what's happening?
It's biting people.
You see basically Peter hanging off of Birdie's arm by his teeth. The best description I can give, because Peter isn't that tall.
all I'm imagining at this moment is like Ranji comes out with the tray of biscuits, and it's that scene from Community where Troy walks up with the pizza and everything's on fire and everybody's dying. And he's just like, what in the world?
If someone is attacking Birdie, before words are even said, he's tackling that person off of Birdie.
Okay. And as this is happening, you all hear the music, but there's no band playing.
No, ma'am.
And you hear the soft trumpet sounds of Ain't Misbehaving in the background as this scene is playing out. So let's do this in parts. That's 2 points of bite damage to you.
Bite damage.
Cliff, go ahead and roll your thingamabopper, your attack.
Yeah, attack. This is, it's not as much as I want it to be, but it should be much higher. Why did I not put more into that? Oh well. Okay, 1 second. No.
Oh, okay.
It should have been a lot. I didn't think about that. I should have changed that up. That's on me. I put more in other things when it should have been in that.
Okay.
Ooh.
Well, you both failed, but he failed worse. So you do lunge from it. It's just an very awkward position to try to tackle someone. It's not like, oh, we're in a fist fight or oh, they have a gun. This is, oh, he is biting someone. So as you run, you sort of halfway run into Birdie as well, and it kind of throws off your attempted grapple as you both are stumbling towards the floor. And Peter is still attached by the teeth.
Look at chat real quick. I don't want to do it without your permission. It's just I
go
screwed
ahead.
up
Yeah,
bad. Yeah,
just go ahead.
I screwed up badly on that one.
Ranji, you turning your back to Sue Ellen as you come out the kitchen? Okay, holding the tray biscuits. So as you make your way out of the kitchen, hearing the scream, let's see. I want to give you a chance to not be surprised here because I'm being nice.
You don't have to be.
You know what? Just go ahead and roll me a flat luck check. We're going to see something.
Okay. Luck is donde estás? Where is my luck checks?
At the top.
At the very top on the right.
Yep.
Oh, there it is. Okay, got it. Ooh, I'm so happy I put some stuff in this.
You say that. I'm like, you say that, but look, you still can roll bad. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's really good.
They give me good luck.
All I'm saying is you're not a good cook. You're just very lucky.
Oh, there's more to Ranji.
Yeah, you have been a survivor, Ranji. Like you have managed to get through life by knowing that people will stab you in the back if they can. So you're not the kind of person to just blindly turn your back on people. And as you make your way out the kitchen, perhaps it's the way you came out back first or whatever it is, but as you look over your shoulder, you see where once was a tiny, sweet, old-looking lady named Sue Ellen. You see a similarly mummified, burnt kind of husk creature. Very similar to the Peter one, except it's a Sue Ellen-sized one. As you know, her mouth opens and she lunges for you, but stops herself for a moment and is like, you should go home.
That's all like you hear Ranji say. Like he's like high pitched squeals at this point. His mind is blank for a second, and then you just suddenly see him just turn around, turn her this way, turn around, turns this way, and then you. Oh, wow, what would he do at this point? I think he's just frozen. I think at this point he's just like frozen for a second.
All right. Let's get back to the sandwich brigade. All right, what's happening over there? Birdie, what are you doing?
Birdie is like very taken aback because he's never seen Cliff handle a situation before. But all of a sudden he sees Cliff running at him, and then we both end up on the floor. And I'm like, Mr. Cliff, Mr. Peter's acting really weird. And it's like I don't know what's going on. I was just told by the mothers to make sure this place is clean. And I asked him to clean. And then I got Cammy to give him a sandwich. And then all of a sudden it was just, he bit me. And then now you're tackling me. And then he's tackling you. And then I don't know what's going on.
He's just like, you hit him, please.
Wow. Yeah, I'm just attempting to get, because it doesn't look like Peter anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a weird person.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see the shift, so all I see is a weird person.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still trying to grab this person, like, get off of him, please. You need to leave. Scoot, get out of here. Just trying to keep him down, and if that fails one more time, I will resort to another option.
Okay, so I'm gonna backtrack just for a second. Birdie, you can make a strength roll to try to break free.
I do have brawl, but I don't think Birdie would actually try to brawl, so he's just gonna
Yeah.
shake his arm off.
Shake it off, shake it off. Ooh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. There it is.
Yeah, and what I rolled was not that. So, you were able to somehow shake this old biting creature off of you. And Cliff, go ahead and do your attack now.
Okay, I'll do another grapple. Because I'm just trying to creep him. Stats are different because I screwed up and I switched to this so y'all know. So like, he's cheating. There we go.
Got him.
Okay.
Got him. And I'm literally trying to like get his arms and just, and I am strong. As in from a number between 1 and 100, I'm at 80. So,
snap.
And Birdie is still like, Mr. Cliff, that was Mr. Peter, and I don't know what's going on, but be
that
careful.
ain't no Peter. I don't know no Peter that look like this.
He just wanted a plate from the kitchen.
Looks like he wanted more than that. Whoever this person is needs to get out. Get. And my intention is with grabbing him to like pull him out of the place.
The size of this creature somehow does not match the strength that is coming from it as it struggles against you.
Ooh.
So we're going to be doing an opposed strength check here.
Okay, just do strength.
Just go ahead and roll me strength.
Oh god, now I'm scared. Oh no, it's good, but it's not
You
good.
did it. It's okay.
Yes, it's good, but it's not good. It's like he could get lower than
No, it's
me.
okay. What if she rolls like 100?
Yeah, there you go. Oh,
She didn't. She didn't
but
roll
she
100.
could have. It's a
She
possibility.
could have, but she didn't.
No. So as you are endeavoring to hold it, you feel this tiny little creature, seemingly tiny little creature, just flex muscles that you didn't even know it had and struggle pressing against your own bicep press to break free and scramble forward, skittering almost spider-like a few feet away as it turns and looks at you all.
Sweet. Cammy is gonna, in that like fan service moment in this movie, she's gonna rip off like the bottom of that like robe and try to do first aid on Birdie's arm.
Okay. I think there's a role for that.
There is a role for that. Extreme success.
There you go.
My robe is made out of Neosporin.
No, this is not a good thing, y'all. We're doing very well now. That means the opposite is gonna happen real soon.
Can you not tell the dice that? I roll historically so bad on Roll20. Let me have this, please. I died from a ladle once. It doesn't go well normally for me.
And as this music is playing in the background, after some time, you start to smell something that smells like wood that is burning. Nothing is on fire that you can see, but there's the scent of burnt wood that is slowly wafting into your nostrils all around you as the music gets louder and the smell grows stronger. And now we're going to check back in on Ranji, who has Sue Ellen taking slow steps towards you.
At this point, Ranji like looks back at the biscuits in his hand. He goes, Miss Ellen, please, these biscuits, please, come on now. I know you want the biscuits, correct? Is that what you want? I can give it back. And then as she keeps approaching him, like he just starts panicking, starts grabbing the biscuits and chucking at her. Be gone, you devil woman! Be gone!
So what do I do here? Okay.
Still tripping on these biscuits.
Best lines ever. Okay, roll me a luck check. This is something more for myself to see.
Thank God for luck. Yay!
So while Sue Ellen was making these biscuits, because you know that she doesn't have a steady hand all the time and she needs some help. You occasionally go and check on what she's working on and so on, and you notice that she hadn't put any salt in the dough. So you kind of helpfully put a little bit of salt in there for Miss Sue Ellen. So when you throw this biscuit, and just give me a flat 1D, unless you have a thrown weapon skill.
What do you want me to do?
Roll a flat 1D100. So
How do I?
or
okay, rolling.
Unless you have a thrown weapon skill.
I don't think there is such the firearms, fighting, additional. I mean, I do have a mechanical repair skill. Can I throw a spanner?
You're throwing a biscuit.
No, that's right. Rolling. I'll just do the clean 100. So how do you do this? Rolling 1D100. Just type that in.
I think it's.
Oh, that didn't work.
It's backslash.
Okay.
ROLL and then 1D100.
1D100. Okay.
For what it's worth, you can also click the little D20 in the corner and then just click that.
Oh my goodness! It turned into a ninja.
Yeah!
I did not expect the throwing of the biscuit. But you ninja star biscuit. And poor old Sue Ellen. And it kind of gets launched. Let me make sure. And where it hits her, you see that there's a faint sizzle. There's a faint sizzle. And then it slides down and hits the floor, and she hisses at you.
It just like at that point, like just takes the tray and just like flips it over, just chucks all the biscuits that are in there right at her.
So this would be where the slow motion camera comes in, when you just shifting the platter of biscuits as they all fly towards Miss Sue Ellen, who will now be rolling her dodges as we go back to the Sandwich Brigade.
The Sam Fam, if you will.
Sam Fam.
The Sam Fam.
Hashtag Sam Fam.
This entire group, we are the Sam Fam.
I'm sorry, I didn't expect anyone to attack them for the biscuits.
An improvised pastry. This is so good.
We are playing like true sweet homage to Harlem Unbound.
This is why you season, y'all.
Yeah. It keeps monsters away, and that's true on so many levels.
Sorry for buzzing too hard. All right, let's go over to Birdie, Cliff, and Cammy. I'm going to give you all the opportunity to use a mechanic that I use in my own games. Sorry, guys, this is not a Call of Cthulhu mechanic. This is a honey mechanic called a player bid, which is where I let my players tell me what skill from their sheet they would like to use to approach a current challenge or boss, and how they would do that through role-playing circumstances. They will roll for it, and if they are successful, great. If they are not successful, then there's penalties that I put in behind the scenes. So, Cammy, in this particular situation, as you're watching the mummy husk formerly known as Peter, attack, what are you doing?
She believes or hopes, almost sheerly off of like Birdie's reaction to this, that Peter is somehow still in there. So even if it's just to distract Peter Mummy for long enough for like Birdie and Cliff to get good hits in, she's gonna try to use like persuade. To just, hi, it seems like you're having a real bad day, and you know what? We could just talk about this. Why don't you have a bit of sandwich? Because I know when my blood sugar gets super low, I can't do anything. Have you ever tried to wear a corset or heels when you haven't eaten? It just be so hard. I understand.
All right. So I'm gonna make a note that you're gonna be rolling persuade.
Yeah.
And we'll do that in a second. Cliff, what are you doing in this moment?
Yeah. The question is Peter like looking at us?
Yes, looking at you and Birdie. Like whole snacks.
Okay. Yeah. That's cool. Cool. Cliff is like he kind of in between Birdie and Monster Peter, Pin Monster, and then and he is like, hey, sir, I know you're over there blowing your top, but you need to not come over here now. If you take one step, this gun will shoot as I pull out my handgun. And so yeah, I'm 100%. If he takes a step forward, it's getting shot with this gun.
So you're gonna do handgun. Now we go to Birdie. Birdie, what would you like to use in this situation?
So when he sees Cliff actually brings out a gun, he actually realizes, oh, this is not Mr. Peter. So he like looks around, and the only thing he sees is just like the container of silverware and cups. And he's like, yeah, if you don't calm down, me and Mr. Cliff are gonna, and he just picks it up. So I'm gonna roll throw, and I'm just gonna throw this container just because that's the only thing Birdie can do.
All right, so let's go ahead and get those rolls. Give me the persuade roll.
All right. Ooh. All right, hard success.
All right. You see that Peter, formerly Peter thing, looks at you and inhales sharply and just trying to get a plate. And the persuasion seems to have distracted him.
That's all I was hoping for. Yeah.
Doesn't seem to have deterred, but distracted him, as all his attention now focuses on you. Where it previously was on Cliff and Birdie.
She just starts doing like a tiny Charleston to like hold attention, like, okay.
Cliff, do you want to still take the shot, or are you going to hold it?
He looks like he's looking at Cammy now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, yeah, he's taking a shot.
Okay, go ahead and roll that for me.
Watch, of course. So I'm not.
Okay, so let me roll over here and see something for his dodge. Thankfully, he doesn't have a good one. Ooh. Yeah, he fails to dodge. So yeah, you hit him. So go ahead and roll me that damage.
Oh yeah, that's a thing, isn't it?
Math is fun.
Yeah, okay. Isn't it like? I'll look it up.
Yep. Okay. Math is fun. All right, Birdie, do you still want to throw, or are you still going to hold it when the attention goes on Cammy?
We're throwing.
Okay, go ahead and roll throw.
Oh.
So you go to throw the tray, and it is a cinematic moment, that's for sure, as silverware and glasses and everything else goes flying in the air. Doesn't necessarily hit Peter, but they, instead of, on the roof there arose such a clatter, on the ground there descends just a clatter, like notes in a scat piece. They just all start hitting the ground. But you have made them. Like, you may not be filled with the most confidence, but there may be a sniggle of confidence in there because you're in the fight. May not have hit anybody, but you're in the fight. With silverware flying everywhere. We go back to Ranji fighting the supernatural creature.
Oh boy! Oh.
With well-seasoned biscuits.
Is she still dodging the ones I threw at the end, like the tray?
Yeah, let me roll her dodges right quickly. Oh, she's ninja dodging.
Oh my god. There's all the ninjas up in here.
Oof. I mean, you could try to roll throw and you might get like a 1. Like that would be
okay. I'll do that. Oh, my throw is not good at all. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, wait, what the bonus? What is this? That's new. Throw Ranji's 9 bonus penalty. I don't get that. Yeah, I did something wrong. What'd I do? All I did was hit throw. I don't know what I just did. Bonus penalty?
I don't either because.
Oh, is it because what just happened? I clicked the bonus penalty thing. I'm just gonna click throw again.
Roll20, y'all. There's a lot of buttons. It's like getting on a starship and learning how everything works.
I think it's fine. I think.
Yep. We'll just go with the 9. She rolled a 9. Still not quite good, but it's close. This is the closest Biscuit and Ninja Granny fight you have ever seen. You just see this older Indian man going to war with the supernatural creature with biscuits. Handgun damage. Why didn't I pull
I'm
up
looking.
my
I'm
chart?
looking at it. I found it. I
Okay.
was like, where the hell? I know it exists. I'm like, look, y'all. We are all new to this system.
The bullet is currently deciding how much damage that they do to Peter, because it's such a weird situation. Even the bullets.
I believe it's.
Can I roll to persuade the bullet to do more damage?
I cannot. I believe it's just a 1d6.
Let's go with that.
And I can really attack him. I can really shoot 3 times if I really wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay. I would shoot once, and if he tried again. Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna go with 1d6 because I am confusion.
And I apologize, everyone. I usually have charts for this, but I forgot the one chart that has my damage stuff on it. Before we started playing, so
yeah, I guess I didn't think. I was like, yeah, I'm going to, get a bullet, get a gun. I didn't think about all the other stuff that's required with that. Okay, that's good. Okay, yeah. Somebody's gonna start with this. No, sorry. 1d6.
I'm still picturing Cammy just doing the Charleston walk, Cliff shooting at
Cliff is trying to load his gun, and she's like, "Are you done yet?
If you wouldn't mind hitting." Great.
Okay, that was 3 points today, and that bullet it hits.
I'm gonna test something real quick. This is not an actual roll. This is just seeing if I put it in right.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah.
There we go.
Cool.
Thank you.
Cool. The failure there. Don't do that one.
Don't desperate. You guys saw nothing. All right. And by this time, the smell of smoke is very, very strong. And the sound of the Ain't Misbehaving on the bandstand grows louder. At this point, I will let everyone roll history. Wait, does that... Yeah. History... or idea/intelligence in order to see if I can give you some information that would help you in this case, because we're one-shotting it. Good God.
Go for that intelligence. Yeah, there it is.
Nice.
Not the 69.
You said history or intelligence?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do intelligence because history is 5.
Yeah, my history is also 5.
Same.
I was like, I didn't put anything in the booklet.
Not everyone succeeding and then me rolling a 69.
I mean,
Nice.
that does
in and
feel
of
like a
itself
success.
is a success.
Nice.
So, in this moment, in this surreal moment, some of you can remember some of Uncle Paul's stories in the back of the head. One, where he was very adamant about not trusting people who don't put salt in their food. 2, how he was bringing things that were really making the mothers a little bit irritated, where he was always bringing in stuff about, oh, we need to make sure you have plenty of sugar. Oh, you got to make sure you have plenty of sugar around. And nobody was like, we don't need that much sugar. We're not going to be making that many desserts. And he would just be like, but you got to always make sure you have extra sugar. And for those of you who got a super high success, and you, Cammy, because you listen to a lot of Uncle Paul's stories, you remember him telling you about this supernatural creature in one of his stories that you're not quite sure if they were allergic to salt or they really didn't like salt. It was something about salt. But also this roundabout thing that if they dropped... Omega, don't do that to me.
You all will never know what just happened, but I am evil.
Just sorry. My players love to do this to me while I'm live. While something about counting granules, and that's why if you spill some sugar on the floor and people get super stressed out, don't trust that person. Unless it's your mother, and if they don't pick up a wooden spoon and come after you, then it's probably another reason why they're pissed off. Little things like that. But you remember that more than anybody else because you've spent so much time with Uncle Paul listening to his stories.
Nice. Okay, now that I can stop thinking, okay, salt. You know, all the stories about needing to, it's thing. Hold, please. And she's just gonna sprint towards the kitchen, which she's very good at getting to, and is just gonna go get it herself because she's smart. She's just not a good communicator.
Cliff don't know what the HE double hockey stick she's trying to say, but if she sprints away, Cliff is going to then position himself between where she sprinted and the monster who was now focused on her for a second.
Yeah, and I just want to bust into the kitchen. Salt, I need salt, please.
All you see is an old lady and an Indian man
squaring
off with. So just letting you know.
You seem busy. Oh, she does look like melted like a monkey monster though too.
That's true.
Oh, salt. You need salt. Okay, hold on. And I want to try to like scramble up and over because she does spend a lot of time staking out the kitchen for snacks. And I think she knows where like a big thing of salt is. Yep. And to get it and be like, okay, can I attempt to get and then huck some salt at Bad Sue Ellen?
Sue Baden.
Sue Baden.
Not Sue Baden.
I did not
Sue Helen, if you will, like hell.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't great. I tried.
Dad puns.
Yeah, okay. I did not expect this much attention around the salt.
Sweet. Salt's higher, but sugar's fine. She's gonna just reach for the biggest thing of white powder that she can find first.
Go ahead. Yeah. Are you gonna throw it down, or what are you gonna do with it?
I think what she does is as she's reaching for the salt, because she's pretty short, she's like 5 feet tall. She sees the sugar and like goes to grab it, and it's one of those like big heavy sacks, and she kind of just like knocks it over, like just pulls it down and is like, oops, maybe, and is going to continue reaching for the salt, but she just like knocks over a big bag of sugar as she's going for the salt.
As the bag of sugar falls and hits the ground, because for whatever reason, no matter how much they seem to like secure those bags of sugar, as soon as it hits the floor, it busts open, which is something I've never been able to understand. But that's how science works, apparently. So you see the bag of sugar hit the floor and all the granules go spilling. And right when it looks like Miss Sue Ellen is going to lunge for your throat, Anji, you see she suddenly drops, hisses in frustration, and starts to you're not sure what she's doing, but she's like scrambling around up to the pile of sugar and starting to try to pick up tiny granules, which is difficult with how she's built and so on. But her attention goes straight to the sugar.
Yeah. Cammy doesn't notice unless Ranji says something.
Drop more sugar. Drop all the sugar.
What do you mean? Oh, okay. Hold on. I want to try to pick up one of these big, like 20-pound bags of sugar.
Roll me a strength check, just for amusement's sake here.
Yep.
Please, what was that sound again?
Yeah, what was that sound?
She gets it. Drops her affectation voice. All right, I've got it.
Can you see this tiny, adorable, pocket-sized, just big old bag of sugar?
And I'm just going to scream, catch me! And I'm going to jump off the counter at
Oh my gosh.
Yep. You're an inch taller than me and therefore can catch me.
All right. And it's just 1 inch. It's not the 1 inch is all that matters.
Yep.
So is there like a, is there a roll
God help me.
this?
You know what you got yourself into, honey.
Go ahead and I'm torn between dexterity and strength because at one point you've got to actually catch it.
Yeah.
At the other point, you've got to hold her and the bag of sugar.
I mean, I can see both, like dexterity.
Yeah, go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll dexterity to make sure you don't fall in effort to catch her.
All right. Come
Whoa!
On. There we go. Okay, sorry, I didn't hear it pop. So there we go. Ooh, wow. Okay, that was a hard success.
Dope. It was an extreme success.
Extreme.
Okay, and now roll.
For a tiny man.
Yeah.
He's pretty strong. And then, or at least he's dexterous.
Yeah.
Which, but he's not strong.
Can you like use some? You can like use points.
These are luck points. Please don't trust me.
Points called magic points here.
There's magic points, and there's like points, and that's a complicated mechanic. But I'm going to go ahead and.
I don't mind being dropped. It's fine.
I think
we can
like
go
that
with
situation.
it.
No, it's
like
funny.
The hands come out, and it like she lands on my hands, and it just slips through, and then
Yeah,
you just see
I like
Raji,
that.
like, looking at his hands, looking at her, looking at his hand, looking at her.
Like your hand-eye coordination is good, Raji. Like she says, "Catch me."
Man,
you
those
are
ninja
ready
throws.
You are ready to catch. You catch her, and then her and the 20 pounds and yourself all make it down to the floor. But it was a really wonderful cinematic moment. Candy was flying through the air, holding a bag of sugar.
Yep. Ow. It's fine. Thank you. Thank you. Hold on.
Please roll off me now.
Okay, I'm sorry. And she does like the full barrel roll while still holding the bag and kind of pushes up like very sloppily. And I'm going to like kick the sugar into a bigger scattered pile to make her like to give her more to do. Okay, there's more monsters outside, so I'm going to go take this. I'll be back.
Oh, what? More? And he's just kind of just like slowly, like you see Ranji just like slowly get up. And he's just under his breath. He's like, I didn't get out of there for this. I didn't get out of there for this. I didn't want to be here. And then you just hear him like, if anybody's listening, I don't know if anybody wants to listen in on it, but he's just, if anybody wants to.
I want to listen.
I think. I mean, I'm not gonna speak for Birdie, but I know for a fact Clifford is currently focused on Undead Peter thing. Like, I don't hear nothing. I mean, the thing is, I have really good spot and listen to. I don't think he hears it though.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Kim, you hear nothing. But I, as the keeper, would like to hear this monologue.
You just hear it going, hey Ram, I'm so sorry. Hey Bhagwan, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have stolen it. I'm so sorry. And basically, since I'm not sure if this is ever going to come out, but essentially Ranji's not really a chef.
Mhm.
He's a con man,
Mhm.
and he ran out of India. He's on the run because he stole some jewelry off of an altar.
Mhm.
And so he's yeah. So he just thinks now he's like cursed. Like this is karma coming back at him.
How dare you, Ranji?
And this would be, if this again was cinematic, there would be like this flashback as the camera focuses on Ranji of what he did and what he's thinking as he's apologizing for this imagined, curse that is now upon him. We go back to the Sam fam. All right.
The fam.
Birdie and Cliff, you were facing off with Peter, who's been shot once and is now going to lunge at Cliff. So go ahead and roll me dodge, please. It could be fine. He could miss as well.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Nice.
that doesn't necessarily mean it's a success because he fails as well. So he runs at you. And just because his attack is so sloppy, not because you are so good at dodging, it doesn't necessarily hit you. As he turns around and is going to be lunging again, just hissing and talking about just wanting a plate. And with that, you all start to that smoky smell takes on a slight spicy aroma as well, like chili peppers or something that would be hot to the palate. As the smell of smoke and this spicy and the sound of the music is just getting louder. It's almost at a point now where you can't even hear each other. It's just this loud music that is swelling. Cammy, what you doing?
She comes back in like kind of stomping in her heels. Sugar, please, someone drop this, spill the sugar. Help!
And Birdie's like on all fours. Like he actually crawled behind Cliff after Cliff shot. And like all fours, just looking at the floor, just like, oh my gosh, the mothers are going to be mad because he's still worried about the place being clean for whatever reason. And sees Cammy saying, help, help. But he just kind of sees her mouth it because the music's so loud. And he's like, he sees the bag say sugar, but then he remembered her saying salt, but he just tries to help her, and she's like motioning to like get it off of her, so he's gonna try to help her throw it.
Spill it, make sure they can see it.
I don't know what's happening right now, but you have 2 seconds before another bullet goes through this person's spine. I don't know.
And as you spill the sugar, you see Peter's attention suddenly is on that pile of sugar, and there's this grotesque grimace and hissing and just look of resentment on its face as it drops to its knees and crawls towards the pile of sugar and looks like scrambling through it, but like counting individual pieces. And because it's sugar, that's a lot, and it's difficult with their burnt, husky kind of hands, and just seems completely focused on that. As the music is going off, you smell the scent of smoke, and
what's that?
Birdie looks up and is like, I can't hear you.
Why is it so loud in here? I'm gonna go run towards like, what is the source of this music?
The stage.
I run towards the stage.
Mm-hmm.
Is it coming from anywhere? Like, is there a karaoke machine from the future playing this music?
They were created in the 60s, 70s in Japan, I believe.
Not anymore. They were created in 1920s Harlem. Oh, we just got this idea while in a haunted club that, what if we could just play music? What I need you all to do for me right now, then,
is suffer.
Cammy, go ahead and roll me a spot hidden.
Cool. Absolutely not. I do not do it.
You have no idea where this music is coming from on the stage. You just know it's coming from the stage area. But when you are at that stage, when you get closer to it, the smell is stronger, the music is louder, and are you going to get on the stage, or are you just going to?
She's that dumb. She goes on the stage.
Can you please? I don't want to do this.
Do it.
When you get on the stage, can you please? How do I want to do this?
Be nice, but don't be nice. I know you.
What?
You want to be nice, but no, don't do it. It's the Call of Cthulhu, or this is Harlem Unbound.
Go ahead and give me a power roll.
Ooh. Fun fact. Pretty good at power. Success.
Nice.
All right.
You better be powerful. Gotta do all the hot kicks.
Whoo, ha! That's all in the thighs and the core. As you step onto the stage, you ground yourself, because the stage is where you are in your own. That is your, to use a different term, favorite domain. This is where you shine. You go from shy little Cammy to I've got this. And you are filled with this sense of confidence and this sense of self-awareness as you're looking out into a club, but you don't see the hilarious but dramatic tableau that is bitten Birdie with your robe as a tourniquet, and Cliff holding a gun on a mummified former janitor who is scrambling through sugar in a freshly cleaned but now somewhat dirty dining room area. You see what looks like, you could say apparitions, you could say ghosts, you could say shadowy figures all settled at the tables like an audience. And you feel at your core this sense of joy but intense sorrow as you look out into the crowd and hear that the instrumental of Ain't Misbehavin' playing at the band. And to you, it's no longer too loud. It's right where it needs to be. And your eyes focus on a younger couple settled at a table. They look faintly like a super young version of Peter and Sue Ellen as they're settled at the table together, and watching you perform with just a sad smile on their faces. You're not performing, but that is the visual that you get while you're on the stage.
Do I have any sense of, like, other than being like weirdly desynced from time right now, do I have any sense of, like, is this an opportunity for me to see something like more than just a moment in the past, like a clue? Like, I think she's in the middle of it, and, like, as much as she would love to, like, I don't know, have this little moment and perform or do something, like, she kind of gets snapped from that and wants to look around and see if she can spot anything that can help in this moment. She wants to figure out how Peter and Sue Ellen went from, like, this lovely young couple to, like, the angry beef jerky attacking us right now.
Okay. Oh, I love that description. The angry beef jerky. You know what? Give me another power check to see how long you can actually stay in this.
Whew.
Yeah,
just a little while longer.
Just a little while longer. As you sit there and then you perform through your set, you notice that there's a third shadowy figure that is approaching them, from the right, coming towards their table, quite emphatically. And the scene almost seems to flicker. And then you see another couple. It looks faintly like Peter and Sue Ellen, slightly a little bit older, at that table, looking at the kind of just trying to watch the performance. And you see this shadowy figure is coming towards the table again, and then it flickers. And then you see behind you, it looks like all the members of the band are slumped over. You can't see whether there are any wounds in them, if there are any injuries. They're just corpses holding instruments. Some of them in mid-play, some of them with looks of shock on their face. And then it flickers again, and you see Sue Ellen and Peter looking even sadder as they sit at that table and stare at the stage.
Can I make a sanity roll, please?
Go ahead.
Yeah, that feels right.
Okay, so we will do just 2 points.
Sweet.
And you get the gist of it is that something really, really sad happened in this club and just seems to keep replaying. But whatever this sad moment was something that Sue Ellen and Peter have been witnessing over and over again throughout time. Probably because we are doing a one-shot, probably throughout each iteration of this particular club. And it goes through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different iterations before this final one. So there's the first one, and there was the first one that you saw, and then there was a flicker. The second one that you saw, there was a flicker. The third that you saw, a flicker. The fourth, and then it's on the fifth. And throughout this whole process, you go through the experience of tasting something sour, and then tasting something bitter, and then tasting something sweet, then tasting something spicy. And then when you snap back into the actual time that you are in, you're left wanting it. Tastes like there's something that needs to be there to complete this taste journey.
Sweet. Yeah. When she flickers back, I think she's just sort of just screaming at Birdie and Cliff, like, they're there the whole time. Oh God, it's loud again. They're always here, and they want something sour, bitter, sweet, spicy, and then something else. What could it be?
You just hear Ranji from the kitchen yell, "Salt!"
It's too high up.
So, Mummy Peter, Emotep is on the ground right now. And picking up sugar. And Cammy's on the stage going through a dream or something.
Y'all just see Cammy sitting just seemingly standing on the stage staring at you all. Not moving, just staring.
And then she said, they want something spicy or food.
There's a flavor every time. It was sour, then bitter, then sweet, then spicy. And Ranji said salty, and I think that's right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't either.
But, and I'm just keep my gun trained on, Tupac's dead body in front of me. and just, I don't know what you need, but go get it. I might be a God-fearing man, but whatever this thing is in front of me ain't God, and I swear I'm not dying on this day. It ain't happening. I got to go back to my wife. We're going to have our black-eyed peas and ham hocks. I'm not dying here. I don't want none of that stuff that Mr. Smiles got back there. I want my food.
Bring salt, bring salt.
So Birdie finally hears Ranji say salt, and he's still, for whatever reason, after he threw the sugar, he's got back onto all fours and was like crawling across the dining room. And he remembered that when he was cleaning, he was prepping the salt shakers. Mm-hmm. So all the salt shaker caps are in one tub, and then there was a box of salt, and then there's the containers. And he again, still for whatever reason, is on all fours, grabs the salt and jumps up, runs up onto the stage, and just like shoves the box of salt into Cammy's face.
Okay, thank you. Please hit the bad guys, I think, with it. He's hungry, and I don't want to hold any more seasonings. Thank you.
And when Cammy said bad guys, Birdie thought he heard bagpipes because the music's so loud, and it's just like, I don't know what bagpipes are. This is a jazz band.
Hold on, and I'm just gonna grab the salt.
I was about to say, Cliff probably, what is happening? And one hand still pointing the gun and grabs one of the salt shakers or two of the salt shakers. He has big hands, and he he grabs some and just, hey, you sir, down here, you struggling, and he is it open? Is like the cap off of it?
Yeah, the caps are off. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he gets chucks. Hopefully, he chucks it in a way that hopefully the salt comes out. Here. Just like he does not understand. I'm using this in the sense that it's partially not understanding, partially really confused, and now he's just like, what? Can I also make a sanity roll, please? He's trying to make sense of what's happening, and it's probably not happening. No, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Okay. As you get the salt and you see Peter is on the ground doing, Sue Ellen is in the kitchen still trying to count these sugar things, and you get the salt. Ranji, you hear them talking about you've gone through all this stuff, the sour, the bitter, the sweet, the spicy, the salty, and you remember Sue Ellen talking about, she had to make some biscuits, and, you remembered that the biscuits seemed to burn her. And it pops in your mind, I'm going to have to make a dish that focuses on salty. You don't know how to cook, but you know how to put food. That you have this idea that if you can make something suitably salty and give it to them to eat, since they're so hungry, that maybe that could help.
And at this moment, despite the fact that Ranji is not a cook, that he has no real culinary skills whatsoever, that he has probably never actually stepped into the kitchen more than maybe a handful of times in real life, he remembers at that moment one recipe from his homeland, from his own mother's recipe that she used to give him when he was younger, and immediately runs in the kitchen. And it's a very simple dish. It's just cream of wheat, usually with sweets in it, and some cashews and some raisins, but he decides, let's make it salty. He's gonna make some halwa. And he goes ahead and then starts putting it in. And this reminds me of a scene from a movie where someone makes this, and instead of using sugar, they accidentally put all the salt in it. And that he remembers that recipe and goes ahead and makes this dish for them. with the buttered cashews in there as well. So there you go.
So this montage plays with Ranji and they're cooking, and I don't know, Cliff and Bertie, are you going to go see what in the world is happening, or are you going to stay in the dining room?
Well, what happened when I threw the salt at this?
He's still counting the sugar. He twitches as if it hurt and burned
I don't know.
him,
Okay, yeah, he's like, I don't get this. Nope. So yeah, he probably leaves for now. Something. Yeah.
And Bertie kind of grabs Cammy by the arm. Is like, let's go to the kitchen, or just kind of like motions over to the kitchen.
Okay.
At this point, also, Ranji, as he's trying to make this dish, he's in the same boat as the rest of them because he's 5'1", so he can't reach the salt either. So he just yells out, "Cliff, I need your help! Cliff! Buddy!
Do you see what's in? Oh, shoot!"
Is that the other half of Peter? What is that on the ground?
That's questions. Grab salt. And he points at the cabinet that's up high.
I'm 6'4", and I will say this right now, as the youngest of six, the tallest of the youngest of six, with a mother who was much shorter than me, guess what I always had to do? Amanda, can you get this off the top shelf for me? I am playing a video game. I don't care. So I will gladly, ungladly, really don't know what's happening, will grab the salt and go, why?
And quickly, Ranji takes the bag of salt, and it literally just starts like just pouring it in there because it's the opposite. Usually, it's a lot of sugar. It's a very sweet dish, so he doesn't, and he has no idea of measurements or whatever. He just remembers like ingredients is cream of wheat, cashews, sugar, butter. That should be it. And he's just like the ratios are completely messed up at this point. It's nowhere resembling the actual dish itself, but you just see him like pouring the salt because he realizes that's the main ingredient in all of this, and there it goes. It is one salty motherfucker.
Oh. Okay, so that is happening, and we will. I'm assuming that just everybody is standing around in that way when you're watching somebody cook and you don't have anything better to do, and you just hear Sue Ellen in the corner, occasionally hissing and just as she goes through the sugar granules, but she doesn't seem to be paying attention. As she mutters about being hungry, and you hear Peter occasionally hissing a little bit louder, but he's also occupied by the sugar, and you finish this large dish.
And just until the very end, trying to keep up this facade, you see him reach into the herb drawer, pull out a single leaf of like mint, and then just ding right on top.
I lean over to Cammy. Why you putting grass in the food? We don't do that where I'm from.
Cammy completely bought in, just says, he's a genius. It's his art.
Okay.
In now, because again, sake of time and narrative flow, you've made the dish. You all have the idea that somehow you have to get the food to them. That could mean 3 options. Actually trying to directly feed it to them, because it doesn't look like they're looking up from the sugar. Or somehow getting rid of the sugar and giving them the food as a replacement. Or somehow getting their attention so that they will pay attention to eating the food and not you.
I have an idea, if no one else has one. When I was on the stage, I saw them. They were in this, they were younger, and they were sitting at a table right in the front, and Ain't Misbehavin' was playing. So maybe if what if we remake it and then we offer them the food, and maybe that's like closure for a monster? I don't know.
I can't sing.
I can sing. It's literally That's not the point.
And then at this point, Ranji like looks around and then he kind of squares up a little bit. Finally, you still see him shaking. And for the first time in his life, he like starts wiping at his apron and it's actually finally dirty. The very first time. And he looks at me and goes, well, crew, sounds like service time.
Okay.
So you're going to, let me understand this correctly. You're going to go on stage and you're going to start singing the song about behavior. And then, and then they gonna like the song and we gonna, what? Nope, not gonna ask the question. They're gonna like the song and then we gonna feed them after you sing.
Dinner and a show.
Where does my gun come in at? Because
if they don't like the show, I guess. I don't know. Think of it like a dress rehearsal for tomorrow.
Okay.
I think
yeah.
Cliff, maybe it's time we seat our guests.
Yeah.
Birdie, is this a bad idea?
Oh, you want me to put them in the chairs? I can do that. I'm going to go over to Sue Ellen and literally attempt to just like lift her and bring her into the dining area.
Go right ahead. I'm not even gonna make you roll for that. As you pick her up, she's still like scrambling and reaching towards the sugar.
I say, Birdie, bring some sugar. Put it in your hand. Come with me.
Birdie kind of like grabs his sugar and just like power walks around them and it starts setting up the table, puts like the table, the sheets and the candles and all that, the salt shakers right in the middle, and pulls up the chairs and is like, Mr. Cliff, you can put Miss Sue Ellen right here if you want.
Yeah, no, yeah. He put right down, right where he says.
Oh, don't forget about Mr. Peter too. He's still counting. I don't want to touch him.
Yeah. He attempts. Well, he probably takes. He like knowing now, understanding, putting two and two together. He takes some of the sugar that he has, and he's like, "Hey, you should be in the ground here." And he like places some of the sugar on the table next to Sue Ellen. And he's like, and if he doesn't go, man.
As Cliff is like slamming them down on the table, he's like messing up my centerpiece, so he's setting things up. So I'm like, frantically still trying to straighten everything out as if this is actually a dress run for tomorrow.
So as this is happening, the happy couple snarling and hissing and looking
I've had
like
tougher crowds.
at this counting sugar on the table and just looking, out of it. Cammy, the stage is yours. Ranji, you've made your beautifully decorated dishes as you bring out the food and describe for me how this dress rehearsal goes.
Ladies and gentlemen, monsters of all ages, welcome to the grand opening of the Piemonte Cafe. I'm your host tonight, and for tonight's set list, you've had something a little sour, a little bitter, a little sweet, and a little spicy. But the most important flavor of all, the one that brings out the flavors of everything else around it, is a little salt. And I've got a little salt for you tonight. She's just gonna start singing.
And as you hear, Cammy, going through to paint the picture for our audience, the lights are down low. It's a jazz club. Music is playing from a supernatural band that no one can see. Our beautiful chorus girl standing in the middle of the stage. Our amazing busboy has set a table that is just beautiful. Ranji comes out of the kitchen holding his platter of dishes. Cliff is standing there with a gun, looking like, what the heck is going on?
Security, it makes sense.
And for a moment, everyone no longer sees Cammy with her pinned hair and her robes. You just see her dressed elegantly in a glittering gown, hair done beautifully, makeup done amazingly. This music soaring behind her, and there's the no one to talk with, all by myself, no one to walk with, but I'm happy on the shelf, ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. And as she is singing and this is happening, you see the couple in all their horrifying visage suddenly look up from the sugar and focus on the stage, and their hands shakily move to the silverware that's on the table to put a spoon into the dish that has been made, as they bring the first bites to their lips as the music starts playing, and they slowly work their way through the dish as the music goes and it soars. Still with a gun trained on them, and probably Birdie hovering around. just kind of. It's a very surreal situation. And by the time they hit the end of the song, you see, for a moment, just for a brief moment, a younger Sue Ellen and a younger Peter settled at the table looking at the stage and then looking at each other. And you hear Sue Ellen say, that's my baby up there. Don't she look beautiful? And you hear Peter go, yeah, yep, she made it. And then the music stops, and you all see two husks settled and slumped in the chair, no longer moving. Expressions less hungry and horrified and more at peace. The music has stopped. The smells have faded. The dining room no longer looks like something traveling through time. And this is where you all happen to be at this moment. Still a little surreal that all of this just happened. And coming out the back, running, clothes halfway tucked in, hair askewed, you see Timmy coming from the back. Oh my God! Did Sue already leave? Did Sue already leave? I was trying. There was a leak in the back. And y'all know Timmy was probably asleep where he was not supposed to be sleeping. And then he looks around. What? And points to the table that has the two husks.
It's the mothers wanted us to try out a new act that you won't be a part of. Just go in, go home. Don't tell nobody this happened. This was a secret. Go home now.
And you see Timmy just go, I did not see anything. Cammy, I rearranged the shoes back there so that we can put the right ones on at the right time. I'm a go.
Thank you, Timmy. Please go.
You just see Timmy walks backwards slowly and starts to head out the club.
Walk away, little man.
Oh my gosh.
Then you see, coming from the back, just a and you see Madame Sherry,
No, ma'am.
who looks at you all, looks at the husks, looks at you all. As I said, we do not have time for people that just believe in supernatural things and tell stories. We only have time for people who may be faced with the supernatural, handles it, so that the people who don't know can stay safe. You all will be getting a raise, and I will see you at the grand opening. And she heads for the exit. And with that,
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Like
and with that, do you all finish cleaning for the evening? Do you leave?
Birdie goes right into cleaning. Like,
Mr. Ranji, sir.
Yes, Cliff.
You're dirty.
Oh, I suppose I am.
Do you have any more of them chicken fingers? I'm hungry.
Yeah, let me go and turn on the fryer. And he goes into the kitchen. And the thing is, like, he actually already had the crew make a bunch of sandwiches and chicken fingers for everybody because he knew that we were going to be up late and we were going to be the last ones here. So yeah, and then promptly you see him walk out with a tray that luckily was covered, but the cover was full of salt and sugar. So he just takes that off. You just see him dust it off and then bring it to a center table. He goes, Cliff, can you help me bring some more tables together? And then
they're not going to become weird undead things, right? No? Okay, cool. Yeah. I'm coming.
And then we set several tables together so we all can sit together. And Ranji places the tray of chicken fingers and sandwiches on the table.
As all of that's happening, Cammie was immediately like making a beeline for her coat to go home. And then sees like Birdie immediately goes back to cleaning. And as Ranji like brings food out, she's gonna go over to Birdie and kind of just grab his hand and like take the broom out, like, we'll all clean up. Come grab some food. And wants to walk with him over to the table.
at first, Birdie was like kind of resists a little bit because he saw Ranji just literally throw salt and sugar all over the grass. But then just like takes a breath, just realizes what he's been through, puts the broom down and walks over with Cammie.
Oh.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
I don't know what you say of him to Bud.
Oh my, no.
Cliff.
All of it.
Cliff, are you okay?
I'm just, yeah, you know, when you see stuff and you haven't, here's the thing, in my position, you see a lot, but you don't say nothing. I don't talk much. And now that was, an exhibit for dead people here. And now okay, nice chicken. I'm eating.
That's pretty good.
And with that, the camera would pan away from our unlikely band of investigators who literally just saved their job in more ways than another. Coming together and eating a meal. Son of Chinese immigrants, someone from India, someone from Chicago, Cliff from, I'm assuming, the neighborhood, been here probably all his life. Settled in the dining room where not 30, 40 minutes ago, they just fought supernatural forces and undid a curse or something like that. And with that, in the future, the Piemonte opens up to an amazing grand opening. Now, it's not pulling in the people with all the big money and the cars and the fur coats, but it's bringing in all the people who enjoy jazz music, who enjoy good food. Ranji, your helpers are there for you. They kind of figure out that their suspicions are true, that you're learning as you go. But if any of the mothers have figured out something, they haven't let you in on it. And Birdie, you become the leader of the busboys because your cleaning is at a different level. Cliff, you don't see anything like the husks on the grand opening. Andy did try to talk to you about what happened, but just left it alone after a minute.
I won't ask you about Bo. You won't ask me about last night.
And Andy just goes, all right, fair enough. And I'm going to end like I like to end my own games, which is where I do character epilogues. Each member of our cast is going to describe what their character's current inner monologue or epilogue happens to be, and then tell us who they are and where we can find them. And we will, with that, bring to an end the beautiful story of the Piemonte Cafe. And we will start with tiny, adorable Cammy Rhodes.
So we see her a couple months into the future. She looks calm and relaxed. She looks a lot more like Ella now, because once you've like put monsters to rest, like how can you be nervous and neurotic? And she splits time. She performs more on her own now. And we kind of are left on a shot of her on stage singing Ain't Misbehavin'. But she's not singing to the crowd. She's not working the audience. She's singing directly towards a face in the back and gives Birdie a little wink as she closes out the song. And I'm Abria Iyengar, and you can catch me on social media at Quiddy, Q-U-I-D-D-I-E. I stream all over the place. You can actually catch both me and Omega tomorrow on his channel playing Creature Collectors. Other than that, you can catch me with the Roll20 crew on Twitch's D&D channel playing Rime of the Frost Maiden along with like the Roll20 squad. On Tuesdays, you can catch me playing Operation Emberfall and Tales from Salt Bay. On Wednesdays is The Unleashed on Strawberry 17's channel. It's super fun. I love GMing that. On Thursdays, it's Department of Mysteries. Every other Friday is a new episode of 12-Sided Stories, which is a fully produced actual play podcast where I'm running Hack the Planet for the squad in a game called Heliotrope. And every Monday, a new episode of my Avatar The Last Airbender podcast, Storybenders, comes out.
Alrighty then. And this is when the camera would now go to Clifford.
Clifford continued his job 100% because he's a stronger individual, though he might not understand what's all going on. And he has a feeling that Ma Cherie would not lead us astray. Maybe, hopefully. However, he did go home to his wife and have some ham hocks and some black eyed peas and some biscuits that he got the recipe from Ranji. But give it a little flair that my wife likes to use. And he definitely said, Evelyn, you want to go to church?
I love that so much.
And he started going more than typically because he went because of family, obligation. But now it's like, let me just make sure I'm blessed in the spirit in all ways while I'm working at this place. Hi, I am Omega, also known as the Critical Bard across all social media channels. You can find me mostly on my Twitch. I am a partnered streamer, variety casting, just being a hot mess. On Sundays, you can come on my channel at 3 p.m. Eastern to Central, 12 Pacific. As we play Creature Collectors along with Bria and some fabulous people in the community. On Tuesdays, you can come on my channel as well for In Unison, which is a talk show where I duet with someone in the tabletop community. You have to just watch my channel and my page to see who's next, because even I don't know who's coming this Tuesday. Ha ha ha. On Fridays, you can catch me on Rock Punch ATL as we play Tampo, which is a D&D game using Sina Una, which is a new D&D 5e setting created by Filipino developers and creators, and it's inspired by pre-colonial Filipino culture. It is amazing, and you should check it out. And I really want to hype up next Saturday, which is a Halloween, where I will be on front page on my channel from 1 to 3 p.m. Pacific in full Waluigi regalia, being the wah that you all want to see. So check that out. And that's me. Keep making trouble. Love you.
And now, our amazingly talented chef, Ranji.
So Ranji, same time period, a few months in. He's in the kitchen. He's diligently working, actually. And unlike before, you don't see a chef hat on his head. He's actually now just a regular cook in the kitchen. And he's following the orders of Chef Jose, who's telling him what he needs to do, and understanding that he didn't have the knowledge before, slowly teaching him. And you see him slowly slicing onions, not the speed that it should be at a restaurant, but definitely trying to learn and do it properly this time. And you just see him content for once, like he's not running away from something, that he's found his place, and just humming along with the music that Cammy's singing. And that's it. That's where he's at. He's ready to go and face life again. And with that being said, thank you everybody for joining us today. This was so fun. I am KP, also known as KP11 Studios on pretty much every other social media out there, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. I'm primarily a cosplay / portrait photographer. Now recently have branched out into a couple other things beyond that. I do have my own Twitch channel where I have multiple different shows, but the primary focus being a way to share my culture, my experiences with all of you. One of my ones that I'm very proud of is my story time, which is on Wednesday evenings at 6 p.m., where I sit with my dad and he narrates various Hindu mythologies, and not only just talks about it, but also gives the meanings behind it, why that happened, as well as ties into his own life experiences and how that has applied for him. And I'm very, very happy about those ones. And then overall, just my stream itself is a charity stream. So we try to pick a charity every month that we like to support. And this month we're supporting the Black Resiliency Fund, which is a local Portland organization here that tries to help our local Black communities. So if you are interested in any of that, please do check me out on my Twitter and my Twitch and my Instagram if you like my photos. That's pretty much it for now.
And last, but certainly not least, our bustling, busy, and brave as can be busboy. What has Birdie been getting up to?
Yeah, so while he's making eye contact with Cammy, he does a little Charleston and he walks over, and it's a big deal because his parents are in the jazz club. And it's a big deal because in this time, there was Chinese immigrants that came over to America, and I based Birdie off of a character named Martha Lum, who in 1927, there was this huge case on Lum versus Rice, where the family that came over from China, they saw kind of how even Chinese people, when segregation happened, Chinese people could not go to white schools. And it wasn't that their family, maybe, I mean, that's another conversation, but their family wanted Martha Lum to go to a white school because they just saw all the privilege and better resources. But the Supreme Court ruled that it was completely, like, they're still a colored person, brown, Black, yellow, they could not go. So I based my character off of that family moving up to Harlem and starting a new life there. So it was kind of an homage to how that led into Brown v. Board of Education and all that good stuff. So he finally had to talk to his parents and get them to realize that this is the reason why we moved to Harlem. And he serves them some chicken fingers, and that's how it ends. So he also blows a kiss at Cammy. Hashtag burn me. But yeah, I'm Danny from Danny Plays Games. You can find me on Twitter. I shitpost all the time, but also I talk about the important stuff. My personal brand is just being a hype man for my friends and raising marginalized voices and showcasing how amazing my friends are. You can also find my podcast, which is a queer board game and pop culture podcast, Variable Player Power. And then I'm also on Off the Table every other Wednesday, playing as Bo on the Burn Bunch. So yeah.
All right.
And really quickly, I forgot to say it, come back here tomorrow, which is Sunday at noon Pacific. You can catch myself, Cornelian King, TK Johnson, and Lucian Khan doing a panel on gender and identity development through role play. So just like you saw us discover our characters through role playing and what that means, we're gonna have a little panel about that tomorrow. So check it out. Roll20Con, yeah. Okay.
And I guess I am Honey, aka Honey and Dice. You can find me on Twitter at Honey and Dice. You can find me on Instagram at Honey and Dice, but there's nothing there. I just didn't want anyone else to take the name. I have been your keeper for the evening. I have been extremely nervous this whole time, but I am very, very glad we got to tell an amazing, beautifully well seasoned story for all of you. I chose my cast very carefully because I always want people to see the amazing people that are in my circles. And anytime I get the opportunity to lift people up, that is what I always want to do. Harlem Unbound is a beautiful source book. It is one that does not sugarcoat anything. It is one that talks about the reality, but also creates a setting that you can play through educational scenarios that helps you become more grounded or more aware of how a lot of people in the US got to where they are, of all ethnicities, of all genders, and so on. And it's a wonderful first step in the direction of not shying away from what really happened in order to tell stories that are important. I write games, I play games, I run games, and I do a lot of charity work, specifically in the communities of people who are medically challenged and disabled. We are supporting Code 2040 today, which is important to me because I am a woman and I am Black and I do work in cybersecurity. And charities like this make it easier for me to connect with or have others connect with people who may seem like it's impossible to get to where they need to go based on things that they have no ability to change. Not that they're any more or less talented, educated, or so on, but the opportunities and the resources are sometimes not as readily available, and it's our job to shine a spotlight on where they are. So charities like this do amazing work in that regard. As always, there's lots of giveaways going on. Be sure to go get your Roll20Con t-shirt, your Burn Bright adventure. Look for game signups and make sure you keep checking on the schedule for some amazing games that are coming up. The VOD of this will be on the Roll20 YouTube. And as always, I will end this stream like I end my own. I would like everybody to remember to love your you. And if that's hard today, for whatever reason, that's okay. Because it's okay to not be okay, the same way it is okay to be okay. Surround yourself by and with people who celebrate your successes and support you through your challenges. And if you don't have people like that in your life, well, we've got a very large community of a lot of people who love you more than you know. And that includes me. So remember to love your you, because I love you, and stay tuned for more amazing content as part of Roll20Con.